Hello instructor and classmates, my name is Stephen Montgomery and this is Access, my high concept mechanic pitch. The primary gameplay mechanic involves editing the environment and manipulating aspects of the environment. Supporting mechanics involve gathering of items to give you additional things that you can change, but the gameplay largely relies on using problem-solving skills in order to advance. You avoid enemies, obstacles, or in other ways create a pathway that leads you up ahead. This all is based around access points. The player character can gain access to the environment by finding terminal locations and by using them. And initially this only allows the player to be able to move the chambers around in a jigsaw-like system. Now, naturally, as they move on, they're able to acquire additional abilities that allow them to change more things, such as toggling lights or whatever. Right here we have an example layout. You could probably see what's going on here. Pause the video if you need to. But long story short, this is sort of showing how you can move some of the rooms around in order to get to new places. And this is a linear example, but there would be other ways to go about it naturally. And ultimately, it also shows that certain access points can only affect certain areas, and they're all color-coded as such. Now, the secondary mechanic we have here are what are called permissions, and essentially they're passive abilities that just allow you to do additional things. We start with the ability to move rooms, but pretty quick you get the ability to toggle lights. You can turn off the lights so that you can move past enemies. You can sneak past them so they can't see you, or you can use the lights to reveal hidden ways out of the rooms, which will give you more ideas on how to move them around so that you can get to where you need to go. Then there's the intercom, and the intercom can be used to distract or lure the enemies away. Sometimes you can even get them to fight each other. Additional examples include being able to seal the doors, reassign a room's access affiliation so it can be accessed from a different access point, or the ability to toggle the defenses. Now, more supporting mechanics are items that you can pick up. Some things might be damaged, so you could use a welding tool to fix them. You might change out the ammunition, as it were, of the defenses in an area. You could switch it from napalm for a flamethrower to a fire extinguishing agent so that it'll actually put out fires instead. And then you can activate the defenses remotely to put out a fire. Or there's always breaching explosives to create a hole in a wall, which will allow even more freedom of movement through the chambers. And here we have the obstacles. Radiation and fire, flooding. Essentially, these are just things that are in place that initially just hamper the player and what they are capable of doing. They might have to move around them, or they'll have to find some way to contain them before they just take over the entire area. But these can also be used against the enemies in certain circumstances. Now, here we come to the actual interest of the mechanic. This mechanic, it's not original, but it has been seen in other games, mostly as a secondary feature or a gimmick of some sort. It's like a mini-game. This, as I intend it here, will actually be the primary mechanic of the game. And it's cool because this can break up linear gameplay in unexpected ways. Like, there'll be a certain way that we will intend for the player to get through the area, but the player will undoubtedly be able to find other ways through. So, thank you for your time, and I hope you all are having a wonderful evening.